There are moments in life when silence is wisdom, but there are also moments when staying silent is a mistake. In this video, we're going through 7 situations where you should never stay silent, because knowing when to speak up is one of the most important forms of self-respect. Let's begin. Number 1. Never stay silent. When you're being blamed for something you didn't do, there's a difference between humility and allowing a lie to become the truth. When you're being blamed for something you didn't do, your first instinct may be to defend yourself emotionally. But anger can make your innocence harder to see. Instead, remain calm. Ask exactly what you're being accused of, then state the facts clearly. You don't need to shout to defend your name. Say what happened, correct what is false, and stop there. Don't let someone turn the conversation from their accusation to your reaction. And remember, you cannot control what everyone chooses to believe. Your responsibility is to protect the truth, not everyone's opinion of you. A false accusation can damage your reputation or relationships. Therefore, silence in this situation is no longer wisdom. Speak up with clarity, confidence, and the truth. Number 2. Never stay silent. When someone crosses a personal boundary. Crossing a boundary doesn't often look dramatic. Sometimes it's the constant interruptions, the disrespectful jokes, or someone invading your privacy. And the mistake is staying silent because you think it's not a big deal. But what you tolerate repeatedly can become what others expect from you. So speak up the first time a line is crossed. You don't need to shout or make a scene. Sometimes, "I don't appreciate that. Please don't do it again," is enough. A boundary is about making clear what you will and won't accept. And remember, not every violation is intentional. Some people simply don't realize they've crossed a line. Give them the chance to correct themselves. But if you've made your boundary clear and they keep ignoring it, that's no longer a misunderstanding. It's a pattern. And you don't need revenge to deal with a pattern. You create distance. You simply stop participating in situations where you're repeatedly disrespected. The goal is to protect your peace without losing your composure. Number 3. Never stay silent. When you see someone being treated unfairly. Sometimes silence protects your peace, but sometimes silence protects the person doing the wrong thing. When you see someone being treated unfairly, don't automatically look away, especially when they don't feel confident enough to defend themselves. You don't have to become the hero. Sometimes a simple "that's not fair" is enough. You don't need insults or aggression to stand up for what's right. Your calm voice can change the entire direction of a situation, and when one person speaks, others may finally find the courage to speak too. But remember, courage doesn't mean putting yourself in danger. If a situation could become unsafe, get the appropriate authorities to help. The important thing is not to confuse silence with neutrality. Character isn't only shown by how you treat people who can help you. It's also shown by what you do when someone vulnerable is being treated unfairly. If you can safely speak up, don't let fear turn you into a spectator. Number 4. Never stay silent. When you don't understand something important. One of the most expensive forms of silence is pretending to understand. You nod along while secretly having no idea what's happening. Why? Because your ego doesn't want you to look uninformed. You're afraid of being the only person asking questions. But pretending to understand today can create a much bigger problem tomorrow. If an important instruction is unclear, ask. If someone's explanation doesn't make sense, ask them to explain it differently. One uncomfortable question today can prevent 10 mistakes tomorrow. And asking questions makes you harder to manipulate. You can spot contradictions, challenge assumptions, and make better decisions. So don't be ashamed to say, "You don't understand." Never let the fear of looking ignorant keep you ignorant. Ask the question. Your ego may take a small hit, but your future self will thank you for it. Number 5. Never stay silent when someone takes credit for your work. Few things are more frustrating than watching someone claim your work as their own. You created the idea, you put in the hours, you solved the problem, and suddenly someone else is receiving the recognition. Don't let their dishonesty control your behavior. You don't need to embarrass them or start a public argument. Calmly put the truth back into the conversation. Say, just to clarify, I worked on that part of the project, and whenever possible, keep records of your contributions. Save drafts, messages, documents, and other evidence of your work. Because working hard isn't always enough if nobody knows what you contributed. You don't need to brag, but you should be able to confidently communicate your accomplishments. If someone repeatedly takes credit, address the pattern directly and professionally. Your work deserves to be connected to your name, because truth means giving credit where credit is due. Don't let your work disappear because you were too quiet to claim it. Number 6, never stay silent when someone you care about is heading in the wrong direction. One of the hardest forms of honesty is telling someone you care about what they don't want to hear. Sometimes you see someone making choices that could seriously hurt their future, and everyone around them is too afraid to say anything. That's when silence can become false kindness. If you care about someone, don't be afraid to express genuine concern, but don't attack their character. Talk about what you're actually seeing. Say, I care about you, so I need to be honest. I'm worried about where this is heading. Give them your perspective, not a command. There's a difference between warning someone and trying to control them. You can explain the consequences you see, you can offer better alternatives, but they still have the right to make their own choices. Sometimes your job is simply to plant the seed. They may not appreciate your words today, but they may understand them later. Sometimes caring means having the courage to say, I support you, but I don't think this decision is good for you. Speak with compassion. Then give them the freedom to decide what they do with the truth. Number 7, never stay silent when you disagree with a bad decision. Yes, not every disagreement deserves a battle. People will make choices you wouldn't make, and that's normal. But sometimes staying quiet can allow a serious mistake to happen. If a decision could cause serious harm, don't stay silent just to avoid tension. But challenge the decision, not the person. Don't say, that's a terrible idea. Instead, ask, have you considered what could happen if this goes wrong? This way you don't make them feel attacked. Because when people feel attacked, they stop listening. But when you ask questions, you give them space to reconsider. Your goal isn't to force everyone to think like you. Your responsibility is to speak when something important is being overlooked, especially when emotions are running high. But know your limits. You can respect someone's choices while still warning them about serious consequences. And here comes the most important part. Silence can be wisdom, but sometimes it can be fear. Choose your silence wisely and never let fear silence you. Subscribe to Stoic Mindset for more wisdom.